Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Adventures Pack. Welcome back to Melos Machina. We are here again to jump on into some more adventures in Venture.
Whoa!
Adventure!
That felt like
Did
a
we not think of that
Pokemon
earlier?
intro.
Pokemon.
Just
Wait.
gonna go beat Jesse and James.
No, goodness gracious. Hold on. We're getting feedback.
Wait, I hear God.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
You're hearing us twice.
Oh.
This sounds so nice. You heard it twice.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Everything's fine.
We hope that you have enjoyed your week. Before we get into tonight's episode, the big announcement. This is the last episode of the month. It is the second to last week of the month, which means next week we will be dark here on this channel.
Yay break, but boo!
But boo!
Spooky.
We will be back in November for another episode. So let's see what goes on here. And before we dive into it, another announcement, continuing message from the sponsor of Melos Machina, Cantrip Candles.
Cantrip candles, magical scents for your tabletop role-playing games. It is spooky season now, so please go get your Realm of Shadows, your House of the Witch, your Autumn Festival, all of those spooky, fun Halloween, October scents over at our friends cantripcandles.com. They have been making magical scents since 2017, hand-poured here in Los Angeles. But you can get Los Angeles more.
No.
That felt bad.
No.
That
No.
felt bad. But you can
No.
get Los Angeles more
No.
by,
No.
I will delete this channel right now.
No.
by using our code APAC to get a discount on your order on the website at cantripcandles.com. Please continue sponsoring us.
I mean, it's clunky, but it's actually like pretty apropos.
Right? I feel like
Yeah.
there's something there.
There's nothing there. Move on.
Okay. Well, anyways, thank you for supporting us. Next month, hopefully we'll have some more announcements, and I guess let's start.
All the spooky seasons are very dwarfy smells.
Yeah, they are.
So I'm
They're
like,
really good.
They are.
digging it.
And they all have like such a distinct. They're so different from one to another.
Mm-hmm.
They're so good.
They goo.
They're some of my favorites.
All right. Well, I think that is about everything that we have.
Yeah.
So players, are you ready for tonight's episode?
No.
Yeah.
My stomach just dropped.
I know that's.
Let's
We're
go.
about to have a
Let's figure
street
this
fight.
out. Oof.
When last we met our adventurers, having spent the morning taking a incredible journey on the Skytram from the upper sections of Venture to the lower river district, which seems to be much more of a working class environment than what you had been used to on the cliffs above, you made your way to Bogdan's Forge, where you finally introduced your young companion Zachary to the Forge Master in the hopes of finally starting an apprenticeship with him. With Andy assuming her business formal form,
Business Andy. Business Andy.
you entered, gave an introduction, and things went, well,
Fine.
fine enough
Things
for
went
Zachary
fine.
to have been left and potentially starting work. Now, leaving the Forge Master with promises of feats of strength at a place called Dry Dock 2, you decided that it would be a good time to explore this lower section of the city. However, before you had a chance to go far at all, you soon noticed that Chauncey was no longer following you, but was instead playing with a small mechanical companion of his own. A small mechanical dog who, at the sound of a whistle, scampered off into an alleyway, where standing were two figures, one over 7 feet tall, the other with a rifle strapped to her back, petting the small mechanical canine. Our party grouped together, gave a sudden wave to these two figures, They stand ahead of you in this alleyway, both of them dressed in lighter clothing, a soft tan head wrap and almost a shawl, maybe a sort of a scarf wrapping both of them, covering the lower section of their faces. The taller form, their entire lower face is covered. You're only able to see the eyes. However, the shorter figure is wearing it more like a scarf would be worn. Underneath this, you can see some leather armor protruding and very light-fitting, comfortable, breathable clothes on both of them. As they stand looking at the two of you, the smaller figure in the front leans back to the figure behind her and looks up, says something. But at this distance, you aren't able to hear it.
What is their general body language
Yeah.
saying? Like, and how far are we from them? Sorry. Like 20 feet? 20 feet?
About between 30 and 50, somewhere in there.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to get kind of a gauge on their body language, how they're addressing each other, and how they're staring specifically at these two.
Especially after we waved.
Anyone who wants to can give me an insight check.
Yeah, definitely staring them down as well.
Oh, Lord.
Can I simultaneously, Jim? I'll forgo the insight check, but can I just get a quick glance at the layout of the buildings around here?
Sure.
I know we meandered to the forge, but in this kind of tense moment with surprise individuals, I want to see, like, are we on a grid system? Are the buildings around here kind of scattered or arranged in any particular way? Are any of them multi-storied? That's kind of what I'm looking for in this particular instance.
Yeah, that one's a lot easier. I don't even need to give you a roll for that.
Okay.
The buildings are a lot more. One second while I pull up the image.
I no longer can read lips.
Yeah, that is
Rude.
gone.
Yeah.
But I can talk as a spider.
The buildings here are fairly close together. They appear to primarily be around the 2-story range, though there are a couple of single stories. There is still very much a waterway connection in here. You've passed multiple bridges to get to this point. The alleyway that you're looking into has is curving around slightly. It seems as though there is a structure of straight lines, but within these straight lines, the buildings do get a little more freeform. But there are straight paths. It's just once they're clumped together, they seem to then be a little more organically formed. At least in the section that you are currently in. Was there anything else that you wanted from me?
I guess I would just also be on the lookout for any additional figures that might be with them approaching from the side.
Alright,
or
that one I will ask for a perception check. Insights.
11.
18.
15.
Soft 20.
Soft 20. Okay. And
18 for perception.
18 for perception. Aaron, as you are looking at these figures and scanning around, to your right, where the street continues to a bridge and passes off into the area where you had passed the soggy dog and where essentially the pathway that you took, you see people moving over there, but very clearly off in the distance going about their own business. In this alleyway, you see no other figures. And directly ahead, beyond the alley, on the actual street where it goes, you see another bridge passing over with a small square-like area. There are a couple of figures standing over there chatting, but they don't seem to be paying you any mind. As you are all looking at these two, immediately their demeanor is very standoffish. That there is no immediate act of aggression that you are feeling, but more of observation. Finn, you recognize not just as patience, but as studying. And noticing the smaller figure leaning back and talking, you did see just a very subtle nod from the taller figure.
Are these friends of yours?
I mean, we don't know them, but I'd assume they do what we do.
Do you want to go say hello?
I mean,
Feel like we're obligated at this point.
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
Do you want us to go with you, or do you want us to sort of stand across the
Yeah,
street and
maybe
wave?
we should go first.
As you were saying this, you see the figure in front reach behind her, and the rifle that you see strapped to her back, or at least the protrusion, suddenly seems to fold and vanishes.
Sick.
She reaches down and gives the dog a scratch at the same time. And you watch as this now shining metal slowly begins to move in waves, as if a heat mirage is across the body.
Of the dog?
Mm-hmm. And suddenly fur.
What?
Now it looks like a regular dog.
Can Chauncey do that?
And the two figures begin walking towards you.
Oh, you two
Okay.
definitely need
Well,
to say
yeah,
hello to
we
these
should
two.
walk towards them as
Meet
well.
in the middle.
Should we
Yeah.
give them some space?
Let's go and have Chauncey follow
I'll
behind.
give you some space. I don't know what I would
Yeah,
say
just
anyway.
just in case.
I don't want to know if I can do that though. It's okay. Okay.
Yeah, this is awkward. I think
Okay.
I think they're our superiors. Oh, friends. What are the odds running into you here?
Hello.
Well, I would imagine very slim,
I'd imagine so.
as you see the now coming closer to you, the shorter figure, a tanned-skinned human, human woman with piercing blue eyes. Yeah. I'm sorry for little Tigrill here causing some trouble.
No, it's fine. I just my Chauncey is usually right behind me, and when I saw that he wasn't, I got a little scared for a second. But seems like they've found pals in each other.
They certainly seem to have, yes.
Well, hopefully there's more of that to go around. What's the protocol here? It's we're fairly new. Is a like a jurisdiction thing that we should?
Not as far as I'm aware, no.
Good, good. Yeah. You kind of caught us off guard.
As you, us.
Yeah. Sorry, we're fresh out of the Aethergog, so the protocol of what to do when we run into others of us.
Right. Yeah. Obviously, there's others of us out there,
Yeah.
but what are the odds here? Random dock in a random town.
Quite low.
That is a neat trick, by the way.
Oh, yes. What has brought you both all here? And why so many of you?
I imagine similar to you, actually. But why don't we get names out of the way first? I'm Finn De Morgan.
Tyrell.
Tira?
Tyrell.
Tyrell.
Nice to meet you.
Yes. And this is my companion Mathis.
I'm Andy. It's lovely meeting you.
And don't all low keepers and conservatives have an entourage of elves with sticks? No, just us.
I think it's just us. We met a few people on our travels.
Well, you'll have to excuse me. I'm a little taken aback, well, caught off guard, as you might have put it.
I mean, we were just dropping off a young charge at the forge.
Yeah.
So
An aspiring
yes,
conservator.
but yeah, it seems like we're gonna stick around Venture for a little while since we're here.
Okay.
None of us have been able to enjoy this place before, so
We crossed paths very early on our expedition, and immediately they proved their trustworthiness and their value,
save
saving
their ass.
our lives several times.
It's good companions to have.
Yeah.
We're lucky.
What have you found anything of any interest in your journeys?
Not here.
I mean, I found everything interesting since we
Well,
left, but
I mean, the wonders of Venture are pretty incredible. Nothing like I've ever seen before. But yeah, you know, we definitely have some things to talk about when we get back.
lots of loose threads to follow. and
Yeah.
Every time we pull, just keeps unraveling.
Well then,
Will you be in Venture long?
we'll be staying here for a short while. We are passing through.
On assignment?
No, returning.
Oh, back to the city then, or
No, I hope there hasn't been any confusion or miscommunication. I have not been a conservator for a few years now. Still on assignment. How is the Aetagog?
I mean, the same, I'd imagine.
wait, so you're not a conservator anymore, but you're still on assignment? Do you have a different title now?
In a way, I'm with the Shrikes.
The Shrikes. Forgive me, I know
Anyone wants to give
nothing.
me a hint in
Yeah.
history
Yeah.
check?
Hell
Yes,
yeah! Hell yeah!
Is it history?
Yes.
We both ask for different reasons.
Yep.
I will. I'll try and boost this a little bit.
Okay.
12.
12,
18.
22.
18, 22, okay.
11.
11.
Not shocked.
I feel like I've heard that before, but I can't remember.
Within the city's very... well, the Shrikes are not something that exists within the walls.
Okay.
However, you do recall stories from conservators and lore keepers who would come back to the Aetagog. Though you don't know much about it at all, the two of you connected with essentially monster hunters.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
They really
Okay.
are cooler than us.
Yeah, in more or less every way.
So,
Okay,
when I say on assignment,
right.
we are heading back towards Pelgan's Folly, but we've just been down to Lockheed as well as the Orreach area.
Oh, that's where
you're
I'm
from.
Well, it's all is well,
Mhm.
but there were some things down there that needed taken care of.
Okay,
And
but everyone's okay?
Yes,
Okay,
at least
for the most part.
as far as we know.
Okay. Should probably probably reach out to my family. Okay.
Sorry, and forgive me if this is rude, but the conservators are okay with you keeping the tools of the trade, despite, well, no longer being with them.
They are, yes. When one's faith is strong and connected to the song, well, your companion chooses you.
What did you say his name was again?
Her name,
Her name.
Igril.
Idril. That's a lovely name.
I hate to ask. This is Duwafi.
Hello.
Hello.
I think they want to pet your robot dog? Automa
I
dog?
think just dog is fine.
Dog?
I would very much like to pet the girl, if that is okay.
She gives a nod.
Oh my goodness. Hello.
I
I'm
mean-
going to hold out my hand for sniffies.
She's obviously very friendly.
As now, what just looks like a almost looks like a young wolf comes up, and you can see the action of sniffing, but there is no sound.
No.
Yeah.
Creepy.
Oh,
At one point, she opens up her jaw, and it looks as though there is the panting and breathing, but again, silence.
screw it. What am I? Use the spell slot. I'll just cast Speak with Animals. It didn't work with Chauncey, but I'm keeping trying. Oh, hello. Can I give you? Would it be all right, Igor? My name is Duarte. Can I give you scooches?
As
I
you
don't
do-
know if this works.
Igril leans her head up and in, and it is cold and metal underneath.
Yes, okay. Oh my goodness, I was never given scooches to you, only to Chauncey. You are my second robot.
Fondness of scritches seems to be endemic of metallic animals.
Yeah, why don't you give me an animal handling?
Why not?
Speak
Okay.
with animal, it doesn't work, but animal handling.
It's an 11.
An 11. That's fine. She leans in.
Oh my goodness, this is so surreal. Oh my goodness. Is it an illusion?
Yes.
Oh, it's very good.
It's really
People
cool.
stare at Chauncey very
Yeah,
much. I
it's-
imagine this is sort of handy sometimes.
Yeah.
Very.
Thank you, Grill. I'll give a big schnoofle on the
A
top of the head.
schnoofle. That's a technical term.
I'm collecting them.
So you all headed back then to Saros Manor.
Yeah, that's the
On the
plan.
road?
I
Yeah.
think we'll be here for maybe a day or two more.
Hmm.
Is there a preferred method of travel back?
To the city?
Right.
Well, cart or carriage is the best.
And how soon till you leave town again?
Well, we've just only arrived. I think we were going to spend a little bit of time in the city before heading west.
Well, we are still trying to figure out what to do with the rest of our day. We have some time to kill. I'm thinking about either some food or some fights. If either of those would strike your fancy, it'd be nice to pick your brain.
She looks back to Mathis, who kind of stares down at her, unmoving. I think some company would be lovely. You have any plans for food?
No, actually.
Seems to be slim pickings here in the River District, though
Well, at least right here.
there might be
Yeah.
someone hawking their wares by the docks, so closer to the marina. Plan from here was to simply wander until we stumbled upon something that caught our interest.
And you certainly did.
Do you usually travel just the two of you, or have you found yourself moving from party to party? What's the norm for for the Shrikes?
The Shrikes, well, at least for me and Mathis, it's the two of us, side by side. Us as an organization, they tend to change and vary from person to person. Some like the mob mentality. Others see themselves as a lone warrior. I just don't want to get killed.
That's fair.
Same.
Yeah. So,
A lot of that going around.
forgive my ignorance. The Shrikes, they work within the Adergog then?
No, no.
Aside from...
This is the you can find shrikes anywhere, but they tend to live in Pelgrim's Folly.
Where is Pelican's Valley?
It's a great question.
West, I suspect.
Yeah.
West of Saros Manor.
Oh,
It's in the fields.
So, what's like... I guess we can go find some lunch.
Yeah, let's
I'm
walk-
just so curious
let's
about
walk
your
and talk.
job.
Do you have any recommendations?
Well, frankly, we've only been here for a brief amount of time. I was
Oh, have you never been here before?
not down in this district. And not terribly long in venture as a whole. I tend to spend most of my time away,
Right. Not as close to the city.
but so yeah, no, would not have any recommendations at all.
Are there any dock workers nearby?
You are pretty much at this alley, and you are fairly alone in this corner of the river district.
Let's go find
Yeah, let's
a
find
local worker, and because usually they have the place that isn't going to make you feel sick, and something relatively cheap.
Sure. We'll follow your lead.
If you want to join us, I that seems like the plan. I don't want to take over your day.
Yes, we have some time.
Yeah.
Is Mathis staying silent out of deference to Tyrell, or is there some other reason that he might not be, or they might not be chiming in here and there?
It's hard to say. At this point, you can pretty much just see the eyes, and the now that they are closer, you can see that Mathis's apparel is mostly just the light clothing,
Okay.
and the top kind of ends around the arm, and the rest of the cloth kind of just loosely drapes around. Incredibly thick arms.
Yeah.
is there a color of skin visible?
There is. It is a darker tan than Tyrell's,
Okay.
but it is a darker skin.
Just wondering if we're dealing with a Goliath.
Who's to say in
Who's to
Jowdat?
say? I don't know.
Using my most polite discretion, I'd like to, throughout the course of the conversation here, see if I can spot a spell book anywhere on Mathis's person.
Sure, give me I'm tempted to call this one investigation over perception, but it,
Well, that'd do me a favor, so it's up to you.
yeah, like it's a visual investigation of but you are searching for something as opposed to trying to spot.
25.
25. You do not see a spell book. You do not see. There's a belt. You do not see a weapon. Just plain clothes.
Suspicious. Got it.
Okay. Well,
I'll lead the group towards a dock area, or if there's the square that you mentioned, like a place where there are locals.
You've essentially got two ways that you can go. You can go back the way that you came. You are in the bottom corner of the river district, so you can either go there or you can continue on down this other path that leads more towards the river itself and actually leads towards the bridge that will lead back up to the city.
Let's head towards the river. You know, great sightseeing for guests and travelers. And maybe there's like a fresh fish option, I don't know. And I'll stop the first person that I see coming the other way or close.
Sure. As you walk down, you can see, there's, as you leave the area, Tyrell and Mathis seem to be walking in stride, not following behind, but keeping with the group. It is a very short amount of time before you come across a single person walking about who, as they come around the corner, see you as a group walking.
Like, it's a lot.
Oh, hi, help.
Hi, sorry,
And,
don't worry.
Takes a step back.
We were wondering, oh, there are a lot of us, where there might be a good place to grab a bite. The soggy dog looks cramped
Well,
and soggy.
it's filling, certainly, but yeah, Jones Tankard, right up ahead.
Great. Don't worry, I'm sure you're not doing anything illegal. And I'll just
that he
lead
just-
ahead.
He backs up the way that he came.
I just wink back at him and walk towards Jones Tankard.
I'm sure you're not doing anything.
I'll, because they're walking behind us, right? I'll make sure Chauncey is kind of lagging behind if he seems like he has interest in playing with Egrill.
Egrill seems to be more like
Bouncing
doing
around,
laps
yeah.
around Chauncey. No. As you're walking, Tyrell comes in stride. So, how long have you had Chauncey?
Well, I've been building him my whole life, but
Really?
he only got his core like two weeks ago. What is time? Like 2 weeks ago.
So young.
Yeah, it's very exciting. How long have you had Egrill?
I think Egrill's been with me for 12 years now.
I mean, she has quite a personality.
She truly is.
How did you come about incorporating this illusion over Egrill's form? And he has Chauncey in full view. Is this something that you've built up over time, or
No.
illuminate that part of it? That's fascinating.
That was that was done afterwards, not by me.
Was it your choice to do so, or was that something that
Oh,
was?
I mean, it would have been, yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's very cool, and not trying to be cynical, but I don't know that covering Chauncey with hair would actually make him stand out any less. Still very cool.
Sounds terrifying.
No, yeah, traveling with a rather large badger is probably a little more concerning
I
than
mean,
a dog.
I think that it would be very cool.
Very pointy badger.
Yeah, you know, if there's some sort of illusory magic that we could do, maybe
Maybe
the
look like a
drill
big
wouldn't be
turtle.
there. Maybe you could have a shell, sure.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, the end result is still something we'd be interested in, even if it's a different approach, of
Yeah.
course.
definitely intriguing.
Well, very quickly, as you approach, you can see now the base of this bridge, and it is it's a about a block wide, with plenty of room and actual structures on it.
Oh, cool.
At least the second half of it. The first half you can see comes out of a sort of a 2-story building at the base. Seems that this is an entryway for it. And the bridge then travels until there is a large pillar in the river. At which point from there it raises up, and this is where almost a smaller city block is on the bridge itself.
Oh,
Yo.
fun.
It's
Cool.
like old
Like
London,
London
Bridge.
Bridge.
Yeah.
It's how it collapsed.
Yeah.
God, we bring the danger too.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's fine. It's fine.
We're the player characters. We're here to destroy.
Across the way from this, the base of the bridge, that structure, you do see a wooden sign hanging that is carved in the form of a giant tankard.
Sign.
I think we found it.
Leave
Great.
the place we're looking for because it has a sign.
So there's 7 of us plus Chauncey plus Egril.
We're going to need such a big table.
Oh my gosh. I'll walk
Hopefully
in.
a quiet or a quiet or loud corner away
We should have
from
made a
people.
reservation.
Yeah.
For a nightmare.
Loud might be better.
Yeah.
I'll walk in and. Is there a host?
Sure. So as you come in, there is a quiet din. You can see that this building similarly seems to be 2 stories. On the inside, there it immediately comes up to a bar in front, and you can see behind the bar a sizzling grill
Oh.
that is
Okay.
frantically being worked at by a smaller figure in the back. You hear the and you are immediately hit with a waft of heat in this structure. Standing behind the bar, you can see a middle-aged woman who is handing a mug off to a patron as they go off to one of the tables to the side. Evening, afternoon. Afternoon.
Yeah, sorry, there's a
There's
few
a
of
lot
us.
Of us.
Mm.
Can we put like a couple of tables together? And
Is
don't-
there a way for us all to sit together?
Rory. Yeah. Open the roof.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
All right.
I love the sound of open the roof.
Okay. Well, don't
this-
don't make me
I'm
regret
just
that.
curious.
literal or just seating?
We've got seating on the rooftop.
Okay.
Yeah. Typically we open that up when it's on the evening, but you're making me do this early, which is fine. It's fine. What can I get you?
Well, I am hoping. Well, maybe a couple of questions for you. Dry Dock 2. Heard there's some
Mm-hmm.
feats of strength there.
Yeah.
Do you?
You see, as soon as you've said Dry Dock 2, she goes from like customer service to like who's asking.
Okay. So I'll go from yokel to I'm asking stance. Just wondering what you might be able to feed me for whatever those feats of strength might be.
I'm not exactly sure I know all that you're referring to, friend.
Right. Of course.
So, what can I get you?
Something to put the meat on my bones, I guess.
Mm.
I don't know.
Probably meat.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe some
probably
carbs.
what you'll get, yeah.
Great. And a thick ale.
All right.
I will take an ale and whatever you're cooking smells delicious. I don't know if you have a particular, like, lots of meals or just one meal. It's a little different everywhere.
Well,
Why don't we do this family style? I
Mm.
think a
Yeah,
spread for
let's
the table.
just get a bunch of food.
So what's cooking
Fresh
right now?
grilled, fresh
Yeah.
veggies, fish, the lot.
All right, so drinks for everybody.
Drinks all around.
Sure.
Mathis Terrell, do you partake in imbibements?
Terrell will absolutely have an ale or two.
Wonderful. Don't want to impose anytime. Don't want to impose, but we are the type to enjoy ourselves when need be. So please have a tankard with us.
Nothing for Mathis, however.
Okay.
Of course not.
Okay, well, if you wouldn't mind, stairs in the back, all the way up,
Thank you.
and we'll bring it right out. Oh, and money.
Yeah. Payment.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so 7 drinks, and just smattering of food.
Mm-hmm.
Platters of food. There's 8 of us. Plus-
Smatterings on a plattering.
I've already stepped forward, like hand in my coin purse, ready to pay for the whole group.
Oh.
Oh, that's so very nice of you. I have a little bit of money though.
No, I think Finn can handle this one.
Okay.
I think it's only fair. We invited our new friends out, and well, technically this is on the Adergog.
True.
If it's on the Ader God,
All right, all in all, it's going to be 5 silver.
Whew, really breaking the bank there. How about 6 for opening up the roof? Thank you.
You're welcome. Rory, food's coming up.
Thanks, Finn.
I'm going to go towards the stairs.
when the rest of them go to the stairs, I'll wait behind just a little bit to get this person privately.
Okay.
How you do?
As you are all then heading to the stairs, you sticking behind, this woman looks and says, "Can I get you anything else?"
I'll lean against the bar really nonchalantly. Yeah, what the heck is Dry Dock 2?
You from around here?
No. No.
'Cause you've got, I'm not gonna lie, you've got like a authoritative view about you.
You know, I do get that a lot. Back in the city, I used to be a guard, and a lot of those habits haven't died.
Yeah.
I kind of do more strangely protective work over some folk that I've gotten mixed up in. I'm not gonna, like, die if I go there, right? Probably.
So it's a shipyard area, lots of dangerous work going around there. You might get hurt, I don't know.
Okay, okay. Listen, I'm pretty good with my arms, so I'm good at the work.
Give me a persuasion check.
She is KG.
I feel cagey. Persuasion?
Mm-hmm.
22.
There you go. Yeah, he's a charmer.
Face.
Too stupid to not be earnest here.
Flip the hair back.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Slowly doing the like.
Yeah.
I just.
So come on, you want to see
just a
you want to see
guy,
this pretty
you
face
know?
get messed up, right?
I'm just a guy.
This.
All right, well, I don't know who told you this in the first place, but if you're wanting to get a little rough, it's the wait until right about dusk. There's fun things happening in Dry Dock too.
Okay.
Just,
Do they fight clean?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's. Yeah, we don't want anyone complaining, thinking we're too rowdy down here.
Okay. One of my friends is kind of a betting type.
They'll fit right in.
Great. Perfect. Thank you so much. I will slide a silver, I believe. Yes, a silver. And say, I look forward to the ale, and walk off.
All right.
I'm sweating.
No stars. So basically, if they're so cagey about it,
We're in their territory.
I guess.
as you all head up the stairs, you can see that the second story of this building is not, in fact, an enclosed space, but it immediately opens up to a rooftop patio.
That's so cool.
The wood railing goes about chest high all around, so as to not be too easy to fall off of. Not a lot of covering. It is pretty much open to the outside, to everything.
But we're
But there are tables scattered about, and you are alone.
great.
The weapon that you carry, Terrell, is rather impressive and rather concealable. It's immaculate. Did you craft that?
No. This was a find early on.
Oh. What does it do?
Pointed at something you don't want to be there anymore. And then click.
How
As you can see, looking at her back, it is gone.
it's gone. How long have you both been working together and doing what you do?
Well, I don't know. As you put it earlier, what is time?
All right.
Long enough.
Yeah. Were you both in the Achergog?
No, I met Mathis after.
Okay.
But
And how did you two join forces then?
we lived.
Mm-hmm.
Same with our new travel companions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So enough about me. But obviously, as you said, you traveled. You have a lot to that you've discovered. But have you found anything? Are you taking anything back?
A few old relics, nothing too exciting. Really, the mystery is still out there.
So why are you heading back to the city then?
Well, all roads point back that direction. I figure that if we can't get to the bottom of it ourselves, we might as well drop off what
Yeah,
we have
bring
found
what we
and
have back.
see if there's more direction.
How long have you been out?
2 weeks.
Give or take.
Yeah, started in Rivers Meet.
So you just got Chauncey
I
before.
I got Chauncey. Well, I got Chauncey after we met.
All the way to Riversmeet. That is. Ooh, they flung you far.
Yep.
Boy, did they.
With not a lot of information. I'm sure you are used to that sort of thing.
Is your first?
Yes.
3 weeks ago, I couldn't have imagined why anybody would ever give up their station. I guess I can't blame you now. It's been a little bit of a
It's been
jostling experience.
a wild journey.
It was incredibly eye-opening. I remember
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah. Hopefully you made it longer than I did before you got knocked out for the first time. I think it was, what, an hour?
Yeah.
I did.
Hey.
At this point, a smaller gentleman, you can see actually, it looks like the same one who was behind on the grill, comes up with two full platters full of mugs, just comes on over to your table and plops them down pretty unceremoniously, leaves the platter itself, just gives a nod. He is dripping,
Thank you, Rory.
dripping in sweat.
Thank
He
you,
then runs
Rory.
back downstairs.
That's very kind of you.
Pass around the ales.
It is cold. It is brown.
It is ale.
It is ale.
It is ale.
It is.
thick?
I mean, it's
Local.
better than local. It is
It's better than local.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then it's
So we're
great.
great.
It does exactly the job that you need it to do.
Yes.
But it is not anything that you would, write a letter back home about.
Cool.
Well, not all of you, I guess.
Dear.
So just out of curiosity, because it's my hometown, can you tell me more about what was going on there?
Of course, we had a guess that there might be some things in the mountains down there.
Okay.
And we were right.
Pelvin's Folly?
No, in the
No.
Breach.
Oh,
They
okay.
were just there too.
Gotcha.
They're heading to Pelgin's Folly.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, so you got them kind of in the mountains before they came down.
Well, I don't know if I'd say before they came down. That's we had a hunch when whispers of trouble in places.
Okay.
So you like hunt monsters.
Hmm.
Have you ever, gosh, you've been doing this a long time. Have you ever seen a spider that just comes out of, I mean, it wasn't,
Nowhere.
yeah, like out of nowhere, like reality.
Disappears and appears again.
No, I have not.
We fought
Wild.
a spider like that.
Yeah. What's your weirdest one?
Oof. I've had a what I thought was a boar, but as we approached it, its head split open.
No.
And it turns out that's where its mouth was.
Nope.
Cool. That's cool.
Do you remember the dogs? What did those look like? The ones out in the forest?
What's out in the forest?
Oh,
We didn't get too close because it was scary.
yeah, the ones that were near that
The
weird
smoke bottle.
Oh,
Yeah,
Remember?
I do.
those were weird too.
They were
We didn't
weird.
want to mess with them.
No,
I've come across plenty of dog-like, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's sort of how I would describe it. No.
So, we've only been on the outskirts of the prowling fields. But you're Pelgin's Folly.
Pelgrin.
Pelgrin.
Pelgrin's.
Ooh, Pelgrin's Folly. That's got to be dangerous.
Mm-hmm. It's a city populated by those looking to prove something to somebody,
Yeah.
or those with a death wish, or those who have been sent there.
Yeah. These creatures. We've seen regular spiders and bigger spiders. There seems to be something off about some of the things that we've encountered. Do you think that's because of the Ashen Veil?
I think that everything that we are seeing is because of the Ashen Veil. Because I can't imagine it was like this before.
No.
I kind of wish I knew. You know? Because, like, there have been some weird creatures.
Yeah.
Is that something that interests you? Is the past?
Yeah, kinda. I don't know. We were at an overseer's house once, and he had a giant talon, and I couldn't help but think about what it came from. And there's so much that we don't know about the area before and now. Things are different. So yeah, I'm curious as to what's out here and what it's become, I guess.
Do you think focusing more on what was as opposed to the future and what is?
Mm-hmm.
Talking of that sense of the machine and finding our place in it. And that any place that is to be had is moving forward.
Yeah.
But do you think looking back is just as important?
Yeah. There's so much that has been lost. And the only way to know is to figure it out.
I agree. It's a combination of both.
It's the endless cycle, right? You
Mhm.
know, you can't move forward without
Looking
reaching the
back.
end of another question.
is any of that sentiment? Because I also know that this is like personally, I know looking back also can be seen as a way to open old wounds. So is any part of what Icon and Andy are saying like registering as maybe sacrilegious, or can I just like kind of watch their reaction to that sentiment?
Yeah, you can give me an insight check.
Am I making a faux pas?
or maybe they're like into it, you know?
Yeah. Doesn't seem like it.
I didn't know that it could be a problem.
Say 11.
11. You did. There is a kind of. There is that understanding, and the way that she has put it of moving forward is the only way that should be moved. Where looking back isn't forbidden or like goes against everything, but there with. Give me a sec. I'm actually going to ask for a secondary roll on this religion
Sure.
as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Come on. Yeah. 11 again.
That's like the 5th 11 of the night.
Yeah, I got +7s on both those checks.
Phew.
So,
It is a little bit of a faux pas. It's not the sort of thing that's going to have the church coming down on you, but it is the start of a walk down a path. With your insight, you definitely did notice her prying on that, but you didn't feel any sort of aggression or anger, but more of an intrigue.
well, we've had 500 years to learn from the mistakes of the past. It's good to look forward, even if that means you're staring right into the face of danger.
It's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, it's for the bookish sort anyway.
Your departure from Adagog and the Conservators, was that on good terms?
Oh, very.
Good.
There was an understanding. It's not that I had done everything that I had to do, but there was more that I needed to do.
Understand.
When did you leave the city?
I left, the first time, very shortly after the formation of the Edagog. But it's been three years since I've been back.
Wow.
Okay, just a bunch of us ex-city folk out here, and well, I guess Venture is pretty impressive these days.
There was a time when anybody out here was an ex-city folk. But the mention of the Adagog just opening, like, would I know how long that has been?
Yeah. Because the Adagog has been around since the time of enclosure. It was around even before the Open Age. But the way that she said the Adagog opening, it seems like that same sense of opening its doors as well to you all doing what you do, which was... It wasn't immediately the same time as the Open Age, but it was within a few years of it.
Dude, I get a sense, so early on, before the walls opened, I know that there were search parties that were sent out. Would I be putting two and two together that this is the kind of organization that was putting on those search parties?
It's hard to say.
Icon is putting two and two together, and it may be wrong.
Love those moments.
So, long tenure then. You know, most people choose to settle down for retirement, not choose a more dangerous profession. But, yeah, Some people are just drawn to it, huh?
And some people don't make a choice.
How long has Pelgrim's Folly been around?
Pilgrim's Folly's been maybe 15 years?
Oh, okay. I've heard some people
At
mention
least,
it.
and it's been stable for 5.
Right.
Did I don't want to bring up a rough subject. If it is, feel free to not answer. But did you choose to go to Pilgrim's Folly?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll address Mathis.
Mm-hmm.
And you?
Just looks over at you, silent. I'll have to forgive Mathis.
It's fine. Do they have a preferred method of communication, or?
He tends to not need to speak. Well, he has taken a vow.
A vow of silence.
Mm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
intense.
So how do you two communicate then?
I talk and Mathis listens. And we know.
Wow. Yeah, I just make eye contact with Aaron at that point.
I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted. But I don't know if it would be rude.
At this point, the young gentleman comes back up. 3 large plates. As he plops down, the first seems to be a assortment of greens. Have kind of been tossed together in a. You could call it a salad.
Pile of yeah.
The second appears to be a large seared eel,
Nice.
Oh, okay.
and it is resting on the platter with a knife and a fork in it. It has not been carved. The third platter has seems to be toasted, sliced bits of bread.
Yum.
Looks like maybe something's been melted on it, but very quick and easy work.
I'll get to serving up the eel. Trying to. I'll do some like tester little cuts to try and see if I can figure out how best to carve this up. Try and carve it in equal
Avoid
bits.
any poisonous glands.
Hopefully
I mean,
not.
the meat seems to pull off pretty well. It's
Okay.
a little, not rubbery, but it's got a bounciness to it. You're able to cut it up.
Alright. Fish. Alright, yeah, absolutely. I'll just kind of cut it into pieces for folks to take, and I'll take a piece for myself. Take a bit of everything.
Before we start eating, I'll kind of turn to Finn and go, I know I've been using your messaging a lot lately, but would you mind if we reach out to my family tomorrow?
Yeah. We could even do it today if you're
Okay.
worried.
Yeah, I just am a little concerned. Just want to make sure everyone's okay.
Well, let's put that to ease then.
Okay.
As soon as we get out of here.
back. Yeah.
Okay. We can step out back now if.
No, it's okay.
Well, I'm at your command.
Thank you.
This is really good.
Yeah, and I'll start kind of chowing down, but little in my head.
I've got a insight check I kind of want to do on these folks, but it's a little bit like fussy.
Okay.
Since they were observing us, now that we're up close and we've been talking a little bit more, I want to get a sense of what they are observing about us.
Mm.
Does that Are they looking for more or less of any of like our behaviors in particular?
Okay.
That's add it to the 11 pile.
There's a whole pile of 11s.
Apparently.
Make a wish.
It's so hard to be focusing on all these when, you know, the grill is right there and is so cute.
Yeah, that's very fair.
But I mean, you have been noticing Tyrell asking many questions. You don't get a sense that it's any more or less than strangers who have just met and strangers who are maybe stranger than most meeting strangers who are maybe stranger than most.
Fair enough.
Mathis,
Group of strangers.
really hard to get a read on.
That's a rock.
But he has definitely been staring.
Just in general.
That's pretty much all he does.
Yeah.
You definitely see him, you know, looking around, and you do at one point look up, and he is just staring at you.
Go back to biting.
So after heading back to Saros Mena and dropping by the Atagog, what are you doing after that?
I guess we'll see what they have for us.
Right. It's Do you typically get a little break after, or we assumed we'd just get sent right back out?
For me, it was always here's this thing, maybe take a rest, and then leave again.
Do you ever get to find out what the things do after they crack it?
Well, of course, that's your job.
Well, sure, but I don't know. Can't know everything. That's what the people upstairs are for.
And it's what the archives are for.
Well, there's definitely a part of the archives I'm not permitted to access, so I can't know everything.
What part of the archives can't you access?
The restricted part.
And
Is it because you're not a high enough level in the Adergog yet, or can you just not? Could nobody?
Well, I think it's information's only valuable to the people who need it. Or so they say. Not my business is essentially the gist.
I think it was put to me once that some things are best left alone.
Yeah.
I hate that I agree and disagree with that statement so heavily. Because there are some things I wish I didn't know that now I know. But it also seems like putting knowledge that could be useful in a restriction section also bugs me. But if that information could hurt a lot of people, should stay where, yeah.
Well, I suspect that information did hurt a lot of people, and we're still dealing with the repercussions today. It makes sense that they'd be a little guarded about it.
Sure.
I can't say I'm not bitter, though.
What for?
Well, I mean, wouldn't you want to know what's in the restriction section?
I might.
I think it's just the unknown that's more appealing than specifically what's there. But well, powerful enough to be kept from some of the most powerful people in Saros Mena. It's got to be interesting, right?
But is it kept from everyone?
Well, from most, but clearly somebody goes back there. I'm being more flippant than usual, trying to see like what gets a rise at, like I'm trying to kind of gauge the level of respect she had for the rules by like pushing the same way that she's kind of prying with her questions.
Yeah.
She cool aunt.
Is she?
Or is she gonna balk at somebody who wants to ask questions? In your experience, traversing more turbulent areas of the region, Darrell, have you ever come across anyone who how do I put this? Rejects the idea of the Melos?
You can see that for a moment. There's a stare as if blood running cold. I've met a few.
And how do they entreat you?
The same respect that I offer them.
They weren't hostile, were they?
Not all of them.
And those who were?
Well,
You're standing here and they're not.
it's a very good way of putting it.
We had an unfortunate ambush in our traverse down the river from some unscrupulous characters that robbed one passenger on a street, on the boat that we were on, and well, being raised under the Melos and being so in servitude to their efforts to restore the city, we couldn't quite help but notice and be offended a little bit by their deviations from society, if you can follow my lead there. And well, I myself have only been outside the walls of the city for a short amount of time. It does not occur to me that there might be people who have left and well, might be working to undo the work that's been done. If you've encountered anything like that, I'd be curious to hear.
And I've come across people who disagree, but the Melos is not for everyone, and your degree of disagreeing has a lot to do with the response that is given.
Push hard and they push hard back.
Precisely. And push too hard and, well, you are restrained, if you catch my drift.
Is it worth, my friends, showing them the amulet we found?
Oh, from the dead people? I mean,
I don't see the harm.
sure.
We've talked about it now, so.
Dorothy, you have it on your person.
I do.
Would you mind?
Mm-hmm.
One of our assailants carried this particular piece of jewelry on their body, and their compatriot, whom we were able to defend ourselves from, had a similar image tattooed upon their chest. I've never come across anything like it, and while they seemed to be petty thieves, they also had certain nefarious arcane abilities to them, and you're more traveled than we are. We were successful in escaping them, returning that which was stolen to its owners, but the mystery of why they fell to such actions still eludes us. And if you could provide any insight on this particular symbol or image, Finn, are you able to reconjure that tattoo that we saw?
Put it on the table, like, yeah.
Well, I mean, not much points. It's very similar to that. I could sketch it out for you.
She reaches across the table and picks it up and looks down. You met followers of the Dark Beacon.
The Dark Beacon.
Oh, that name rings a bell.
familiar with this group of people,
Are you-
personally?
Are you?
No, only in apprehending that which was stolen from a guest of the boat we were on.
Before I answer this, how many of you are members of the Order and believe?
Well,
Pretty sure legally you have to tell them if they ask you.
I mean,
mhm.
only us two came from the
Officially,
Aethergog.
officially.
The Aethergog,
Yeah.
but are you devout?
Well, I mean, it's hard not to believe in something that so clearly
Absolutely.
provides.
Are you zealots? I think is what she's going for. I don't know.
In a respectable sense, I suppose you could say.
Was one asking about information and knowledge that is dangerous?
I see. Well, the Dark Beacon is certainly something that we don't talk about back home much, but I wasn't aware they had followers.
She smiles with, seems to be a knowing smile. If it wouldn't offend any of you. I might tell you a little bit of that knowledge that was deemed too dangerous.
Offend, I'd be honored.
I'd like to... Have none of you been taught the story of the betrayer gods?
No.
The great deceivers?
I was.
I mean, stories, myths, folk tales.
Told to children to keep them in line, scare them.
I have a history check from everyone.
Yeah.
Or Arcana. Actually, this will work for both.
I'm gonna do history.
Just for giggles and shits,
super
I'm calling this Arcana.
What was the group's name again? The what
The
of the dark?
The Dark
Followers of
Beacon.
The
Dark
group, but
Beacon.
like the what of the dark? Beacon?
Followers.
Followers.
Yeah. They're not leaders, they're followers. Mine is a 15 Arcana.
19 history.
21 Arcana.
21 history.
Damn.
None of you. The three deceivers rings no bells. The divine archetypes. And as she begins, she looks around. Those that are the separate motes of the song, that which creates the machine. There are many of them, and they exist within everything we do. The Ember Anvil, the Iron Judge, the Unbridled Spark, the Endless Cycle, the Silent Archivist. There were three more. The great deceiver himself, the Dark Beacon, is their ruler.
Who were the other two?
The Whispering One. The one who brings secrets. The one who tempts. The Mother of Decay. The Bringer of Death.
That one doesn't sound too terribly bad. Isn't death natural?
For her, it's not. Anything that withers, anything that can wither, it is believed that these 3 deceivers brought about everything.
Are you saying they're not just metaphors for bad people? Like they are people that have machinations of basically trying to end the world.
The divine archetypes have always been... They exist in the ether beyond. But the 3 deceivers gained form or just acted within that ether in a way that still affected us here. Unfortunately, this is about as much as I learned or read.
But
And I would very much ask that you keep this. But this amulet is the mark of the Dark Beacon.
maybe we should get rid of that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it can be useful. I don't know how.
There must have been something else they were after on that ship then.
Yeah.
They're not just petty thieves.
No.
I think we might
That's-
find out tomorrow if
That's
Lady
right.
Elaine has any other secrets.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever interacted with any other followers of this Dark Beacon?
I have. They are the cultists of the Beacon, or the deceivers. They just want death.
Not surprising
Tracks.
with who we dealt with.
Do the other two have any symbology or cults or anything?
And this is as much as I know.
I mean, these people seem to have a lot of death-related magic.
They also had body modifications. Is that common from your experience? Metallic ones specifically.
Yeah.
Not terribly. What in mind, or what did they have?
Dorothy got an up-close look at one of them and
The
seemed that
teeth.
they had,
Mhm.
yes, augmented their teeth to be more vicious and violent.
My dealings with them have been few and far between. And that they are more recently active outside of the city.
Where?
Well, outside of the city.
But where?
I don't
Just-
know.
Anywhere.
Yeah,
This
these
is-
ones jumped off right after we left Gladen. There's a set of ruins kind of just out from the river a little bit. They were headed that direction when we caught up with them.
Does
don't know what else.
explain why they embrace death so quickly
Mhm.
rather than any kind of confrontation. Sorry, there's something I'm still grappling with, besides just finding out that the boogeyman is real
Uh-huh.
and has agents, but the divine archetypes, they are just discrete parts of a whole. You were saying that these three deceivers, they are two part of the Melos, or once were?
I would believe so.
The Order teaches us everything in its place, and thank you for the information.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
Of course. Again, things that were not taught and were not to be taught. But if you have come across this, then
Better to know.
it seemed important.
Yeah, we appreciate it, and we will be very discreet.
Speaking of discretion, can I trust you?
We've only just met. So I suppose the question is, do you trust me?
Inside joke.
I think I do. You just gave us some very important information. The monsters that you hunt in the prowling fields, as horrific as they may be, some of the ones that we have fought have been some sort of hybrid between metal and monster, flesh and like what Chauncey is made out of, but like they are made together, like they are blended in the same. It's like I don't know. It's like they're part of each other.
Fusion. Anatomical fusion, to be honest.
Have you come across this?
I have not. Where did you
Shit.
come across this?
Rivers meet.
Rivers meet.
And frankly, that's why we headed back so quickly. This is way beyond our pay grade.
To tell them what you found.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wildly dangerous.
It shoots these spines from its body that, if injected into a creature like us, turns them into this horrifying, mutated abomination. Pustules that also can burst, hurting
Yeah,
everyone who's around them.
Seems
It's how we
to
met.
more or less kill you and then bring you back to life in the most horrifying of ways.
But you can't be dead already.
Yeah.
If we hadn't been so quick on the scene, the whole town could have been infected.
It's incredible.
Is it?
Oh, that you saved and survived, and I must know more about this. It was in Rivers Meet. What? How did you come across it to begin with?
I think another round of drink is in order then.
Yeah.
It's traumatic to think about.
And we don't need to go into super detail. We'll give you the interesting parts.
Frankly, there's a lot more we don't know than
Yeah.
what we do.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that you had known. Sorry, no offense. It's weird. I just
None
figured
taken.
you hunt monsters for a hobby, jobby, I don't know,
Say it's far more than a hobby.
life's passion, work,
Something like that.
calling.
Yes,
Are we still the only ones up here on the patio?
very much.
I want to close the door. If, like, the door that was on the way up, I want to close it at this
I'll
point.
do one better. I'll freaking alarm system this shit.
Yeah.
I was like, what,
A
you're gonna make the
barricade.
door gone? Or are you just gonna, like...
just turn it to stone?
Yeah.
No. Why don't you and I
jump off the roof.
run downstairs, grab another round of drinks for everyone, and then we can perhaps educate and illuminate a few things together. Yes?
Yeah. We'll be right back.
As the two of you head downstairs to buy a second round of drinks and set an alarm, that is where we're going to take our break. We will be right back, everyone. We're going to take a 10-minute break. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in just a moment. And welcome back, everyone. We hope that you enjoyed your break. Before we get back into the session, a couple of quick reminders. One, if you're enjoying the show, thank you so much for being here. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, all that jazz. If you would like to help support the channel, please, if you are on Twitch, you can subscribe to us. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can subscribe to us for free, but you do have to re-up it every month. Additionally, no matter where you are watching or listening, you can support us over on Patreon. That's patreon.com/adventurespack. It is certainly appreciated. We cannot do this without you, and we could not imagine doing this without you. Also, for anyone who is supporting the channel, you can head on over to our Discord. We are going to be having a post-show hangout where we will decompress and talk about what has been happening so far in today's episode.
So much.
We're gonna have nothing to talk about.
Nothing to talk
My
about.
brain
At all.
is overwhelmed. With information.
But with that, with Aiken and Aaron heading downstairs to pick up another round of drinks, it costs 27 copper.
I'll cover that.
Good.
Yeah.
And opting to wait to have them brought up, or to bring them up yourself, setting an alarm at the base of the stairs.
Yeah, I think I would also just have tried to help us out a little bit down at the bar and be like, sorry, our tall friend just lost a dear family member and would appreciate some extreme privacy for the next few hours so that they can properly mourn. We'll take the drinks up here, but please don't send anybody else to check on us. We need time to ourselves.
Well, it's a few hours. You'll be getting a few more drinks, but
Oh, of course.
Yes, of course.
Also, that bread with the little melty bits on top, fantastic. Perfect. So good.
well, thank you.
Yeah, we'll have more of that too eventually. So
All right.
I'll grab as many as I can and muppet my way up the stairs, apparently.
We're all feeling very Muppety together.
Returning back up to recant the tale of these creatures, rather than going through all of it, as a group, what would you like to say?
I mean, for sure, I don't want to go into any detail about the who's
Yeah, definitely no
of
Dr.
Rivers
Sada.
Meat. Like, no Dr. Sada, no Captain Fury,
No.
just the empirical evidence of what we fought,
Yeah.
how we found their bodies and the living one, and then basically like also our findings of like your ability to see that the spine was both keratinous and metallic.
Right, and that they blend together.
Yeah. But other than that, I
and
don't
that
wanna be
and
like,
and not that we no we have a body.
yeah, no,
Okay.
they didn't see us.
I would have made an attempt to appear very forthcoming with all of that information, and including going into details as to not be hiding anything, or it's clear I'm not hiding anything about that. But it's almost like a procedural kind of recounting where I've redacted all mention of Dr. Sada, the Cracker Jack, the real reason that we were called there. All of that is left out, omitted.
Okay. So with that, if I could please have a group charisma check.
Oh my god, I love these.
This is definitely a charisma-heavy party, right?
So
Okay.
I will say, with the amount of information that you are leaving out, this will be deception.
Mm.
Oh my god, I'm so fucking nervous.
I'm scared. I don't know which die to choose.
I get inspiration every morning now with the updates, I believe.
So it is official. Let me double check.
Is it heroic inspiration?
Yes, and I'm pretty sure it is. So I want to double check when you get it.
Sure.
So would you check on your character sheet? Does it say when you
Yeah.
start the day?
Do you happen to remember? Is that a human thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that a human thing? Ew.
Ew.
They're all just features.
Oh yeah, I have to ritually cast.
Fuck.
Man, spells,
Uh,
man, they really suck.
You should try out our awaken spell to change the game.
Could we have spent 11 minutes downstairs?
Not without people going, where the fuck are
You guys do
Icon
it at the
and
top of the stairs, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
For the casting of ritual, or
ritually casting alarm. Yeah,
Mm.
I'd have to do it out of
So
sight.
I do it at the top of the stairs, like.
so because the way that this works, the stairs come up and it's more of like there's an opening, so there's no door at the top. There's just
Okay.
the stairwell.
Then yeah, if I could just take some time out of sight,
Yeah.
but still like keeping an ear. What?
Because I'm happy
Oh,
to say that
upstairs.
you essentially took the time before this conversation
Okay.
had happened.
Yeah, just
Uh,
set up. So
I'm not finding it, so and I don't want to hold it up, so I will just roll straight.
Actually, here I've got you right here. Gain heroic inspiration whenever you finish a long rest.
Sweet.
So you have it,
Cool. I will. I said it on my sheet, but I wasn't.
which means
Okay.
rather than rolling this at advantage, you get to choose to re-roll a single roll once per day.
Okay, got it. So I can
Yeah.
I can make
Roll
that choice.
first and then-
Wow, that is
Wow,
actually
Yeah, that's
It's a big upgrade.
man.
Much better.
sweet. Wow, thank you. 2024.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
not spawn.
No.
Okay, so group check.
Spicy 12.
Soft 20.
Okay.
8.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my heroic inspiration to reroll this 10. It's a 50-50 shot.
Okay.
Oh, soft 20.
Okay.
13.
I do want to say, part of me wants to say that I'm fairly distracted
Mhm.
at the moment, so I wouldn't have done a lot of recounting for fear of not, like,
Mhm.
no, I'm not retconning, like, I would have said this anyway.
I
Like, yeah, probably wouldn't have said a ton.
After recounting your tale, there is a moment where Tira looks to Mathis. Every motion that Mathis makes seems intentional, even the slightest turning to look at her. She looks back. This happens a few times throughout the course of the story. That is, it seems that you have had an overwhelming first time out. It's far more than what I encountered, so
Oh, good. I was like, what are they doing sending out all the rookies to this level? I'm glad that's not the... sorry, it's been a lot the last couple of weeks.
usually it's, we heard there's a thing, find the thing, bring it back.
Yeah.
And we found,
Found a thing.
yeah, a few things that were pretty vicious.
I understand your discretion with what you've told us. I imagine there's much of that you don't wish to recant for whatever reason. I do want to know, have you left, did you leave any of them in that cave?
What was left of some of them.
Yeah.
Some of what we had was used when we were researching it, but
They, were being sort of disposed of by the rust beetles, was it?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, little creatures that would feed on the metallic parts.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It seemed, well, just let the nature run its course and...
Yeah.
hopefully no one will stumble upon the danger too soon.
Under different circumstances, it's fascinating. It's really kind of interesting. It just seems like they're dangerous. And I'm just kind of, I guess I'm disappointed that, not disappointed in you, obviously, but disappointed that you haven't come across anything like this, but also relieved.
Well, we have certainly said more than we should, but if there's anyone out there in the world that probably would be well equipped with this information, I imagine it's an ex-conservator turned monster hunter.
Well, it sounds to me like what you found is entirely new.
I never heard of this before.
So if it's answers that you're looking for, I think that you might be at the forefront of the ones to find it.
Do you have researchers at Pelgrim's Folly?
Oh no. Most people there like to, they're more of the acting type.
Any of them that like to display their work?
Many.
They'd know the ins and outs of creatures. I just figure if they ever come across one, you get a real in-depth look.
What is it like, Pelgrim's Folly? Other than, dangerous.
It's rowdy. It has both a sense of dread, but also an atmosphere of being alive. People living every day like it could be their last, behind the safety of their own walls.
It's a funny way of putting it, yeah.
But
How long does it take to get there?
well, it's a few days' journey.
You feel equipped to make the journey?
Myself, of course.
Are you two fairly well traveled then?
I would say fairly. Or at least I am. Mathis, I'm not sure.
Do you have any way that you map the region?
Memory?
They might know.
I doubt it.
Know what?
Oh, we're just keeping track of different areas and things. I'm sort of new to the cities and getting lost a little bit.
Well,
Where will you be staying while you're here?
oh, we are hunkered down. Down at the old ore.
Down here in the Rivers District, or?
Yeah, just picked up a couple of cots for the evening.
We're in the Tired Tinker. Maybe say hello or goodbye before you leave.
Oh, just a wave will do in Mathis' case. I can't help but ask, from one professional to another, is there one piece of advice or thing you learned in your time with the conservators that you could pass on to a new generation? What would it be?
Well, trust in each other. And don't ever stop searching.
Seems like we're on the right track so far.
And always ask questions.
Well,
No matter how dangerous that might get.
You have no idea how many questions I'm holding in right now. So the danger is heading your way if you want to open that invitation. I'll refrain, though. We just met. Thank you for everything you have answered. It's okay.
Oh, no, I did you very similarly. I could ask 1,000 questions. I always could.
Duarte is usually the one doing all the question asking.
You've been asking a lot of the ones I would ask anyway. No, I guess I just wonder what the parts of the world you've been to and some of the more interesting places you've been and what you've seen out there. But I'm sure you could talk about that all day or not at all, you know?
I could.
I know we have places to be eventually, but maybe we make a pit stop at Pelgrim's Folly at some point and have a rowdy time.
It is in the Prowling Fields.
Mm-hmm.
We can handle that.
Penny on the edge of it a little bit, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take the plunge. If they've done it, we can.
I mean,
They're pretty tough.
So are we.
we are.
What does it take? What does it take to traverse the prowling field with confidence like you?
What does it take? What does it take?
Well, I think the ambition is certainly a part of it. To traverse the prowling fields takes ambition. To come back takes respect. And luck. I couldn't recommend ever going, but should you find yourselves there, don't stay long.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Something tells me most people that show up there wouldn't take that recommendation to heart.
There are those who live in Pilgrim's Folly because it's their entire goal. There's that sense of reclaiming the land, fighting back. Others that are there because they believe it is their duty. And there are others who are there because it is punishment.
And you?
Duty.
It is punishment.
Would we have,
Yeah.
those of us who grew up in Sarah's Manor, would we have any familiarity with wrongdoers being sentenced and out, like, sent off?
Yeah, like how common knowledge is that in the city?
I mean, with your background, you'd have a pretty decent knowledge on it. So, yeah, you understand that there is, clearly imprisonment, but as far as sending people away, that really wasn't something that you could do for until 50 years ago. Since then, and since your connection from there has kind of faded.
I wouldn't know at all
Yeah.
if it happened after. Yeah.
I forget if this came up in game or if we talked about it separately, but I recall this topic coming up around the Overseer's dinner party, somewhere around there. So,
Yeah, something kind of like this, yeah. Not in
Pilgrim's
this much
Folly?
detail.
Or, like,
no, the idea of like being sent out.
Sent.
criminals
Sent
being...
away.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
never, to the prowling fields where the monsters are, yeah.
But like
More
maybe a small burgeoning city near the prowling fields,
Mhm.
you might get sent there.
Yeah.
For
Oh, well.
some people, suspect like you, the walls of the city can be a cage. For most, though, it's safety, security, it's everything we know is inside those walls. And some people, like the overseer in Riversmeet, well, they see opportunity, they want to leave. Some people, people that are in circles my father frequents as well, given their station, or, well, let's just say it's not their top choice. At least, that's my understanding.
But are you talking about punishment?
Redemption.
Exile?
I wouldn't go that far.
I didn't think the order would either.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, sending anybody, willing or not, to the prowling fields is basically saying good luck.
The conscripts, as we call them, they very much violent offenders. It's my understanding that they've been told their violence should be put to use.
So they're out here to fight the big scaries. And probably die trying. Interesting.
And once you've lived out your sentence, then go home.
I imagine most people don't do that.
I've met one.
Is Mathis a former conscript, or was he also there? Were you also there for choice?
I met one.
I see. Well, it's admirable either way. And, well, it's a shame more people in the cities don't know that you and the conscripts put your lives at risk to protect us. We don't talk about that kind of thing very often. So thank you, I suppose.
I would say you're welcome. And I do not mean this to be rude in any way, but thanks is not required for what I do. But the sentiment is,
Sure.
I understand the sentiment, and it doesn't go unnoticed.
Let me just say I'm then grateful you seem to have found your place in things, even if it has changed. Well, I could keep you all day. My conservator is the quiet one.
Yeah.
But
Sorry.
you've already humored enough, I think.
And it does look like we've been here for a little bit.
And I think
Yeah, I'm like, what time is it?
It is later in the day. It is not dark, but
It's not Doc's time.
it is. Yeah, you've been here for the better part of about 4 hours, 4 hours. Bringing
Sounds
it,
about right.
and it was mid-afternoon when you got here.
well, you can't fight after just eating a heavy meal and
Yeah, we should get more food so they're not upset with us for being here for so long.
maybe
But-
limber up a bit.
We
Yeah. I
won't,
need to stretch.
We won't keep you too. Thank you for your time.
This has been quite remarkable.
Yeah.
I will admit to have been startled, I think is the best word. I was not expecting to see another.
Same.
But this has been an incredible way to spend an afternoon. And it's been illuminating, and I hope you gained something as well.
Do you have means of sending communication across the continent?
Across the instantaneously, no, but I do have a spring talon.
Should you hear about or recognize any additional followers of the Dark Beacon causing trouble, let us know. We definitely want to connect those threads if they exist.
And these metallic dogs, if they make them out your way, also please, I don't know, get the information to us somehow.
And keep a distance.
Hmm.
They have
Yeah.
quite a range. Use yours to the best of your ability.
If we happen to get any information or stumble across them again in the wild, God forbid, would that information be valuable to you?
It
Or
would be incredibly valuable.
I thought so.
If this is something that is new, I think that having the opportunity to study it, having the opportunity to learn from it and see where it's been coming from,
Well, hopefully you can glean more than we can, because we're at a loss.
my hope is that, let me just say, not all monsters that I hunt are bestial.
I
Surprising.
think I know what you mean.
We've run into a couple human monsters ourselves. Or certainly not bestial.
Unsavory types, yes.
Although plenty of beasties.
Do remember, though, as the Order teaches us, studying it is great, but eliminating it, that's essential. So, be careful.
You as well.
We will try.
Well, this has been lovely. Seems as though you have somewhere to be, and I don't wish to keep you either. So, that she stands up.
Let's go blow off some steam, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't mind, I'm going to sit another 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Let it all. I ate way too much eel. But I'm
Well,
ready.
We can get another round of drinks and maybe some bread.
Sure.
I'll have it sent up. This
Thank
one's on
you.
me.
Thank
That's
you.
very kind of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll go up to Egrill and put my hand out as well, and if she seems willing, give her some scorches.
Also give me animal handling.
Pack that spell today.
With this last chance to study the dog,
Mhm.
is the fur pretty convincing, or is there giveaways?
Give me, because I'll let this be your choice of either an investigation or an arcana. Of are you trying to peer through it or are you trying to understand it?
You go first.
That's a 9.
A 9. As you put your hand out, there is a moment that Egrill comes up, backs away a little bit, and gets kind of lower, and comes up underneath, and slowly pushes her head into your hand.
Baby.
Give some scorches.
So more curious as a lay person. So I know where I could look for the weaknesses in the illusion, but I'm actually more curious. Does it sell in an investigation check?
Sure.
To the commoner.
Absolutely. What'd you get on your investigation?
15.
15. It is, with a 15, you can see that it looks astounding. But the more you listen and realize, there's no sounds being made, and you hear the click, 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 click of metal and not paw, you are able to understand beyond, but you aren't sure if it's because you're able to pick up on those or you knew that you were looking for them.
I get the impression on a crowded street probably wouldn't even catch my attention. Yeah.
Unless
Kinda-
bumped into.
Yeah.
How
That is,
unsettling.
Pretty cool.
I will also, though, say with I'll give you a passing arcana on this one, like a passive arcana. Tyrell has not re-upped anything in all of this time.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Re-upped, I
part
see.
of the beastie.
As the two of them leave, I do want to extend a hand to shake to both Tyrell and Mathis.
Tyrell actually takes it, and as you extend to Mathis, there's a turn, and with, again, not intensive, but intentive, a grasp, and you can feel it is solid.
I want to match it, not in a show of like, oh, I'm better, but in a like an understanding, like shake.
And you can feel he doesn't appear to be
Yeah.
trying to put any pressure. It's just a
Yeah.
lot is there.
I just want to do it like a hand hug kind of thing, like
It's like shaking a lineman's hand.
yeah.
Yeah. Just so much power behind it. Yeah. It's crazy.
All right, well, safe travels.
To as well.
Thank you.
I do sincerely hope I get to see you all again.
Same.
We'll trade stories again.
I hope so.
Something tells me that's not any less likely than us crossing paths today. So, till then.
Until then,
See you again.
and that the two of them head downstairs. You are indeed alone.
There was a lot.
That was a lot. Sorry, I got more and more unsettled as we discussed. Can we send a message to my father, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Right away if you want. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna practice it before I read it this time. This one seems more important.
Yeah.
Now, just correct me with sending.
I need some kind of familiar. Let me pull up the.
You do need to be familiar with them.
Oh, poop.
Creature described to you by someone who has met it. So as I'm like reading this out loud over and over again, Father, this is Andy messaging you through my friend. Wait, I don't have a mental picture. Can you describe him? Like key features and sense memory.
Sure.
Oh, wait, just to double check, were you seeing a creature described?
Is that a 2024 update? Because
Oh,
that
I might have been on the Legacy. Let me see. But
no, that would be new. Which
Also,
is why
actually,
I'm
yeah, I
like-
might be on the Legacy.
Because like that's
Yep.
dope. That's
That is,
an upgrade.
thank you, D&B Beyond, for doing the half measure here. Yeah, sending doesn't say legacy. You send a short message of 25 words or fewer to a creature you have met or a creature described to you by someone who has met
That
it.
is fantastic.
Target hears the message in his mind.
Okay, good enough.
I'm going to have Pal kind of sketch it out so we can make sure I'm at least getting close. And let me know if there's anything we need to correct.
Okay.
And Mage Hand just starts going.
Looks like me, taller. No real feathers on his head, though. A little rough around the edges, but same coloring. Has a very kind of distinct scar on his arm.
Distinct scar. Okay. And is he like? Can he do the thing like you, where you roll up your sleeves and it's like effortlessly cool?
I mean, sure. He is rather effortlessly cool, I would say.
Called it. How are we doing? Is this getting close? And I hold up like a fairly decent kind of sketch.
Yeah, I'll probably, like, just kind of look at a couple details and change a couple small things, but otherwise it's pretty.
Right. You probably got that from your mom. Sorry, it's a good model. Okay, I think I have a good sense. Are there people in the village that I might accidentally hit with this, or?
I don't think so. Just above table, I feel like we established that where I lived, it was mostly dwarves, but
Were you? Yes.
yeah,
Um,
there were some of my folk, but probably didn't look exactly like me.
correct.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we can always try again tomorrow if it doesn't
Yeah.
work out. But I think I got this. Wait, I actually lost it.
Nope, it's right there.
Thank you.
Silently, I just scoot closer to Andy and have like physical side by side touch, like not quite a hug, but just kind of like a.
I'll kind of press my arm against yours a little.
And it ends with miss you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will make sure that we don't just end with miss. Because boy.
I would appreciate that.
All right. I think I got it. Here goes nothing. Also, this is weird. I'm not gonna call him Mr. Akra, but that feels weird. Just so I can put a name to the face. What's his first name?
Oh no.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
I just want to make sure Angzoth.
So cool. All right. Here goes. Conjuring up the image as I just stare at this and kind of picturing the 3D version of older Andy. Not quite as cool.
No, he is cooler.
Father, this is Andy messaging through my friend Finn. Heard news of monsters in Orreach. You and the rest of the family well? Miss you.
There's a pause. You hear? Oh, hello.
I think he's surprised.
Strange to hear from you.
Confused.
Family is safe.
Safe.
Was scary there for a little bit. How is the... cut off.
Great.
Should've
Great.
asked what kind of monsters.
They're okay. There were monsters, but it seems like the danger is past.
Okay.
And definitely confused. Not sure what else he wanted to say. I hope it
Sounds
wasn't important.
Like him, yeah.
But safe.
Magic isn't really his thing. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad I got that one right. And I'm glad he's okay. We can check back in tomorrow if you have follow-up questions.
We'll talk.
Cool.
Thank you.
Probably better that we send messages to your dad than spamming the super cool conservator. I have so many more questions.
Delgin, yeah. Well, I think those are in-person questions, definitely.
Oh no, sorry, the super cool ex-conservator.
The shrine.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you're the one with the questions for Delgin. quite
Yes, I
honestly.
have a lot of questions for Delgin.
But I can do this twice a day, so Father and Delgin could be tomorrow.
That's kind of you, but yeah, I think the Delgin stuff is more. There's just too much to talk about. It's which is kind of how I feel about my father now, but I also feel very strange leaving him hanging like that. So I don't know. Maybe we can make some sort of contact tomorrow.
I think that's worth it.
Yeah.
I'm having the.
I know you've explained to me before that it's near the mining city, and I guess I'm just having a hard time sort of.
Do I have a good concept of like where Orich is in relation to where we are?
I mean, in Orich, everything except for Nerith Cadril is north.
Okay. So it's south.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. South from here.
And we came north here, or
To here,
You went downriver to River's Meet,
yeah.
and you've been traveling.
We've been up and down the causeways.
that's, yeah, I'm all turned around.
I flipped through PAL, and this is super crude. Ultimately, it's not even a map, really. It's like the places we've been as nodes connected by a straight line with, like, we're heading towards Saros Manor, and then I would just add or reach at the bottom of the page and not draw a connecting line.
Okay.
Something like this.
Okay.
As he shows it to you, you can see Rivers Meet in the top, and then a little bit of a squiggly showing Gladen, then a little bit of a turn showing Venture. Saros Manor is written, but is kind of like a here.
So
And same then. The Orich is written kind of down.
so we've been heading south, generally.
Mhm.
Okay.
Upriver, south.
Got it.
So
We
confusing.
came from upstream, continuing south, like so upstream to Rivers Meet to here.
It was pretty much east.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, because
Okay, upstream went
Upstream was
east,
from a different
and
river.
then
So
yeah,
we went.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We went this way and then this way.
Cool.
But-
And
so
then
Scott,
this way.
This
Uh-huh.
way and then
And when you
We've
say-
hooked around now.
Was it like this far away or like this far away? Roughly.
Log.
Well,
Log.
it was logs. It was a 2-day log ride.
That gives me no frame of reference, but thank you. We should probably try to get some actual tools for doing this a little better. But
I mean, your skills are very good, though.
I wouldn't call this a skill just yet, but thank you.
She said that the monsters came from the west. Is
The,
that where the mountains are? In Orich, correct? She said the mountains
came from
the
the
I
west.
think
Mountains.
just from the mountains. I think she was saying that Pelgrim's Folly is to the
Is
west.
Somewhere roughly
Oh,
over
okay,
here.
okay.
Yeah, but yeah, they were in the mountains.
You're in the mountains.
Mhm.
I really
And
wish.
You don't go beyond them,
Uh,
the mountains?
not really. Yeah. I just sorry, I just want to kind of take a second. So if there's like another space for me to go, I just want to sit for a little bit, bring Chauncey with me, and
Yeah, there's a few open empty tables.
yeah.
I'm gonna go jog around a little bit. Just
Really fallen out of habit of my morning calisthenic routine, and we've been eating pretty heavy the last couple of days. Do you mind if I join?
please.
I'm not going to fight, though.
Okay. How many more ales to get you to fight?
Well, seeing as I don't really intend to have any ales.
Okay.
And you'll see the mug has been just in front of me, kind of full, and like not even polite sip out of it. Been just totally enthralled with the conversation until now.
How much new ink and paper?
Let's talk. First we run though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna take a post-dinner
So the two of you
run.
Mm-hmm.
heading down the stairs. It is a little busier downstairs. Still a few empty tables, but they are hustling and bustling. You step outside to start on your run, while Finn and I can go on a run, and Andy taking some time. Anything else on the roof?
I feel kind of awkward sitting up here now,
I'll grab
since we're all
Finn's
sort of done.
full mug and just hold it in front of me. It's been a creeping notion in my mind ever since encountering those dwarves that whoever's behind this whole endeavor might want to see the order undone.
I didn't want. You know, I know it's okay to ask questions, but they seemed so. There was just something about it. I didn't want to ask everything that came to my mind, but when they said that they did these deceivers, they undid everything. What do they mean? Do you know what that means? It's sort
I know
of
enough.
grand.
I know enough of the history of the song and of the makings of the worlds, just enough. The Great Deceivers were never really discussed much in my household, though in my age it's understandable that with benevolence there is destruction. You cannot have one without the other. Life lives in balance, and opposing forces need to be harmonious with each other. When they are suffering an imbalance, well, things go wrong.
It would make a sense.
So, for all the effort that the Order puts in establishing itself and its beliefs in resurrecting the worlds, it stands to reason that there might be those that oppose them. So, those who support the deceivers might want to see them thrive.
Do they mean that these deceivers helped cause I still don't really understand kind of the nature of one day everyone woke up and the world was completely different and everyone had to go into a city. Are they
Is
saying
the
it
Ashen
caused
Veil
us
an act
that?
of God? We don't know. We are trying to learn, those of us who take time to ask the questions, but I think Finn alluded, and so did Tyrell, that sometimes when you ask questions that people don't want to discuss, they punish you, and the information remains locked away. In a theoretical sense, yes, the suffering of the population of Xiaodek could have been at the hands of any one of the deceivers. I'm not a religious man. I've not studied the theologies or the theories behind that, and unless you have a way of speaking with the deity, I have no way of confirming this.
Yeah.
But it would seem to me that the enthusiasm of those who follow the Dark Beacon is surmounting. The presence of these anatomical abominations, the robbery on the boat.
You think they're all connected? The abominations and those people on the boat?
It's possible. Didn't get a chance to ask Tyrell, but it could be. It could be a coincidence of overlapping disruption. But it is a growing concern, and consulting in a veteran of their status, I think, was the right move here tonight.
They were very intense.
What do you make of the deceivers, Dorothy?
Not more than I make of anything else, I guess. certainly not a story I have ever heard before, but I've never heard any of these stories before. So, it's good to know it. But it's all new. So, all seems as likely to me as the next thing.
I had a thought the other day.
Mhm.
We might need to get Bark in their good graces, but if there's anybody that can find your home on a map, it might be the Silver Palm. Their job is to locate and venture to far-off places.
It's possible, although I don't remember anybody ever like them coming to visit us.
No,
To be honest, I don't really remember being visited much at all. Sort of alone,
it might be up to the task to find it.
it might be.
We might be able to offer the knowledge of someplace new to their education in exchange for something.
Perhaps. Of course, then I'd have to go find it.
Yes.
And I don't think they're going to find it any faster than I am. But you never know.
They seem to have a sizable amount of resources and money behind their efforts, so
They definitely seem to be very powerful.
should Seros Mena not work out in those endeavors, we can come back here and perhaps strike a deal.
Perhaps. But I'm still hoping I can, at the very least, learn more about, where I am, or at the very least, what's happening in in the rest of everything. I don't know anything about anything outside of my village, so maybe I can learn more in Seros Manor, hopefully. Andy and Finn are able to get me in, and I'm able to learn more. That's sort of what I'm hoping for. So,
Absolutely.
I'll come back to the table at around this time.
How are you feeling?
I'm okay. It was just a bit of a scare. It was just strange. She was being awfully cagey as I was trying to ask questions, so that itself.
I would think reassuring your family
Right,
safety would
yeah.
be something that they would jump to. It's, yeah, so
Right, that felt really strange.
I mean, maybe she thought the answer would have, even if everything is okay,
Right.
maybe the answer would have made you, even though everything is fine and everyone's okay, because, they stopped whatever was happening, maybe because if they told you, even if everything was okay, you'd be more afraid.
Maybe.
I
I don't know. It's fine. I just, it was just scary for a little, but
It is scary.
it's good to know that they're okay.
I'm glad to know your family is okay too.
Thank you. Seems we rather confused my father, but we'll figure that out later. Yeah.
I didn't know he could just message anybody.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Good to remember.
Yeah. You can describe them well enough. Anyway. Yeah. It's a lot at once.
Well, should we probably get ready to go back down to, meet up with the others? And I bet they're done jogging by now. I
Yeah.
don't know how long this takes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Tonight's entertainment is drawing closer and closer, and I'm starting to get a little bit antsy and see what this is about.
All right, we can go wait for them out front. How about that?
Sure.
Okay.
As the two of you are jogging. Being sure to keep as close as possible to not get lost within the... it's fairly easy to just create a square around this building. As you take a left, you walk the path where you recognize Bogdan's Forge. You recall now the alley where you first met these two strangers earlier today. Take another left across the bridge. You find the road that's leading off towards the Soggy Dog and more of the workshops. You take another left, get into what appears to be more of a construction area, deciding a lot going on. You're able to keep to the edge and avoid what looks to be maybe not necessarily a restricted area, but maybe a workplace that is not where you work. When this early evening air over the general commotion and chatter, you hear something else. You hear the sounds of cheering and...
I went through the same mental journey you did, Ben. I could tell by your face.
cheering and laughter. As you look across this small bay, you can see the two large tub-like structures that you had seen from the Skytram. One to the left having a mostly completed but apparently still being worked on ship within it. The other, you see a ring of people standing around looking into whatever chamber it is that the boat would be built within. Fires are lit, and good times seem to be had.
That's when I'll stop running, jogging, and kind of like jog in place for a second. Go get the others. I'll be down there.
Catch your breath.
Yeah.
It could be for you. I'll head back, retracing the steps. I'm still kind of jogging, but not pushing quite as hard because I'm not trying to keep up with Ike anymore. And secretly need to catch my breath a little bit. Quickly make my way back and
Sure. As you
Probably about time.
you head back to the party, who is waiting for you outside the front door. Aiken standing there looking across at what you can only presume to be Dry Dock 2. That is where we're going to end tonight's session, ladies and gentlemen.
Right to it.
Butterflies.
I knew it.
it's only cliffhanger for you this time.
Hey!
We are going to be back in 2 weeks, everyone. We hope that you have enjoyed the show tonight. We'll be back again to see what exactly is going on in Dry Dock 2.
What is it?
Pudgy pudges.
What Aiken might be getting himself into, and what else could possibly be laying in store with this new heavy weight that is resting on top of our party. In the meantime, have a fantastic week off. Have just an incredible time. We will see you in November. We are going to be heading back towards our Discord for that post-show hangout. Come and join us. We'd love to have you. Otherwise, we'll see you then. Goodbye, everyone.